Good evening, everyone. Just waiting till TikTok does its thing. I'm a little bit later than usual, but welcome to my gift-only live readings with myself, Lady Moonlight. I'm going to be using two sets of cards today, my angel cards and my Moonology cards. And as always, I'm going to start with my card of the day, and I'm going to use the angel cards for the card of the day. Now, these are only gift-only readings. One card is 199 coins. Two cards is any gift of 399 coins, and two cards plus added to my Facebook subscription group, where you'll get free spiritual lessons, free prize draws, and so much more, is a pearl gift. Hello everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. I'm just going to turn my volume up a little bit. So these are gift-only cards. If anyone has a yes or no question, or just a general question, I can do answers from my oracle book. They are free, and any messages, any mediumship messages that do come through, and that could be for anyone watching the live. Again, if I do get anything coming through in between the gift readings, I will let you know. Hello Louise, thank you for the roses. So wonderful, thank you. So I'm going to start with the card of the day. Then if anyone wants a gifted reading, one card is 199 coin. Two cards is 399 coin gift, and two cards plus, if you're on Facebook, you can be a part of my subscription group on Facebook. We have a chat room there. We have live spiritual lessons that I teach over there for free. We have prize draws and so much more, meditation nights, etc. And that's a pearl gift. Thank you for the roses, Louise Challoner. Now, tomorrow night is, for those that love the readings but can't afford any of the gift readings tonight, tomorrow night? Let me get this right. Tomorrow night is my free readings live night, and all my readings on a Thursday are always free. So also, if you go to my profile, I have a pinned post on my profile, and it's profile readings, which is a one card reading. You simply just go to that post and type in card please. When I'm not live, I do profile readings and tag your name in your reading. So they are free as well. Hello Louise, I'm good, how are you? How many cards for a full reading? My full readings are booked only readings. They're not done live, they're done on Facebook Messenger, and they're usually 4 cards. On this one, I do 2 card readings for 399 coins. I'm doing good, Louise. But before that, I also, if you've got any questions, free as well. And also if I get any messages coming through while I'm doing the live, I will shout out the messages, and if anyone can relate to those messages, please let me know. Okay, before I do the card of the day, I do have a lady in spirit, and I dark or brown hair. So if anyone can take a lady by the name of Karen, please let me know. Oh, TikTok isn't responding. I'm just going to wait. Okay, don't know what happened there. TikTok kind of paused on us, but hopefully we are back. So if anyone can take this lady Karen, doesn't matter if you can't, I just shout the messages out as they come. I'm also getting a little white poodle. I don't know if this poodle is connected to this lady Karen, but there is a little white poodle I am being shown, like a pet poodle, pure white. And this poodle was kept like immaculate. It was well, can either relate to both the lady Karen and a poodle, or separate messages, then please let me know. Hello, random. And I don't know if it's just a TikTok thing. Okay, do you know what? Okay, it's telling me that TikTok isn't responding, so I am going to jump off and then I'm going to come back on, folks. So please bear with me. Itself and does not crash on me again. Fingers crossed. Just waiting for everyone to come back on and TikTok to do its thing, and then we can get started. It is a little bit jittery on my end, but hopefully it will sort itself out. Oh, Grace, your auntie was called Karen. Was your auntie, I'm taking it, this lady was not elderly. I wouldn't say she was elderly. Does that make sense? Yay. Because I feel that this lady wasn't elderly. I would say she was kind of either middle-aged. I'm hopeless at ages, or trying to guess what age she was, but I'm guessing like late 40s, early 50s. I don't know if the two are connected. Was that on the profile readings or on the live readings? Okay, she was your cousin's mum. Right, okay. Do you know if this lady had a poodle? Do you know what? I don't know what's the matter with TikTok today. It just keeps on freezing. For some reason, TikTok is just playing up today. Can everybody, is it still frozen, or am I okay again? Okay, she had a dog. Do you know if it was a poodle? I just keep seeing this white poodle. This white poodle is so distinct. This poodle was groomed really well. It was well looked after. Oh, perfect. For those that are joining me, if I do get close and personal to the screen, I am registered blind and I have to get close and personal to the screen to read comments. Okay, then this lady is obviously coming through for you to give a message that she's here. She's letting you know, and sometimes she's bringing the poodle. I feel she's bringing the poodle to sort of confirm who she is. She wants to ask you if you would let her family know that she's okay and that she sends their love and that she's watching over them. I don't know if your cousin's mum or your cousin's family have been maybe thinking about her lately, which is probably why she's come through when she saw you. But could you please let them know that she's sending her love to your family? Yes, she did have 3 children. Now, I don't know whether she was a grandmother as well, but she's talking about grandmother figure. But she did have 3 children. I don't feel that they were all girls. Does that make sense? Hello, Sarah John. Okay, I know she was a grandmother, but I don't feel that her children were all girls. Does that make sense? She says, yes, she hears you and she knows. She knows and she can't thank you enough. But she does know. Which is, I think, probably why she's coming through to you tonight. Yeah, that's clearly what she's letting me know, that she was a mum, but she was a grandma as well. And she definitely does have a dog, so I feel that this is a lady that is connected to you. And I'm just grateful somebody could take this lovely lady. She had a kind heart, and she was one of these people that was well liked by everybody that knew her. Yeah, she knows. She keeps on saying, please tell her I know that Evie is in good hands, and she knows that her family are in good hands. And she's sending them all her love. Who has a cough? She's talking about somebody that has a cough right now. Somebody in the family has a cough, because she's letting me know something to, or it's either a cough or something to do with her throat. So I don't know if somebody's got a cold or a cough, or they've got issues with their throat. Because she says she's sending healing to somebody that's got issues with their throat. She says, please say a big, huge hello and a hug back to them. She's still telling me about her throat. Okay. I think we've moved away from this lady. There's another lady coming in with issues with her throat. That's when I'm getting tied up. There's an older lady, white-haired, She's showing me white hair, and she's telling me she had issues with her throat when she passed. I don't know what issues that she had with her throat, but she had issues with her throat, some kind of problem with her throat. So if anyone can take an elderly lady in spirit, I'm getting the name, I'm just asking her to repeat it because I'm not sure if it's Janet or Janice. Okay, she's given me the name Janice. So this lady, Janice, elderly lady who is in spirit, has issues with, had issues, she's correcting me here. She had issues with her throat chakra. Yep, Janice, Janice. But she had some kind of issue with her throat. Something that it was kind of, she found it difficult to swallow, if that makes sense. So if anyone can place this lady who passed away, she's kind of showing me her symptoms, and it's almost like she found it really, really difficult to swallow. Okay, does that resonate with you? Oh, you're more than welcome. But yeah, I just feel that with this lady had something wrong with her throat. Can I ask, did she have cancer? Did she have some kind of cancer that caused her difficulty to swallow? Thank you. She's wanting you to know there's no cancer where she is. Her throat is fine. There is no cancer. She says she is well. She is happy, and she's watching over the family. I don't know if somebody was maybe thinking about her and wondering whether, when she passed over, whether she took this throat issue with her. She didn't. It was left behind. And she felt it was important to come through and let you know that it's gone. She didn't take it with her. That would fit in, because when you've got cancer is very aggressive, and if you've got even if you've got chest cancer in the chest or the lymph, it can affect your breathing, it can affect your throat, it just spreads like wildfire. So that would fit in with this lady. For card readings tonight, they are gift cards only, unless it's a question. Questions are free, but gifts are, one card reading is 199 coins, 199 coins. 2 card reading is 399, which is something like the swing, or if it's a 2-card plus, if you're on Facebook and you want to join my Facebook subscription group, where I do free classes in there. We have a chat room where we can all discuss our lessons together. We have meditation nights and so much more in there. That is that's the Pearl gift. Yes, she was. She wants you to know in spirit there is no pain, there is no illness, there is just this overwhelming peace. And this, everybody is pretty much happy. Because obviously they don't have the same as what we have on earth. We don't have any illnesses, they don't have any pain or anything like that. But what they do have is the amazing ability to be able to help those on earth by sending them healing, by giving them healing hugs, and just by being there and watching over them. And she wants you to know that. Yes, she's happy. So that's her message to you, my love. Okay, Grace Rowland, is my partner seeing someone else? Let me ask my oracle. I've got my little oracle. Let's see what the oracle... Okay, Grace Wilson, partner. Is Grace Wilson, partner, seeing someone else? The only questions I cannot answer, because Spirit just will not answer them, is any pregnancy questions. Spirit, find them. Okay. They're not giving you a direct yes or no, but something better is coming for you. Something better is coming for you is the answer. I don't feel that your partner is treating you how you should be treated. Does that make sense? So whether that is that he is being unfaithful to you, or maybe he's shopping around as well as seeing you, i.e. maybe he wants a bit of his cake and eat it at the same time. But I don't feel, when something better is coming along for you, it's usually not a good sign. It just means, especially with regards to that question, I'm also being told follow your intuition. A woman's intuition is her best defense ever. If it doesn't feel right, if something doesn't feel right, and if your thoughts and your feelings are saying something isn't right, then chances are something isn't right. Okay, I'm so glad that that made sense. Also, Grace Wilson, please go along to my profile and ask for a card on my second video on the profile. I'm doing profile readings. I'm going to do a few during the day tomorrow, but I'm also going to do profile readings on Friday as well. Yeah, and that's the thing. If your gut is telling you something different, right, then go with your gut. Never ever go against your gut. How many times have we said in life, our gut is telling us something, but our head or our heart is telling us another. And we're human beings. We tend to want to follow our heart, right? Because when you love someone, you want to believe that they return that love and respect and honesty back to you. Sadly, that's not always the case. Sadly, some guys, or even women on the other side, on the other hand, can want their cake and eat it. And it's like, well, I'll keep you kind of there, but I'll shop around, etc. The message that I'm getting for you, honey, is you deserve so much more than that. Right? You deserve somebody that loves you 1000%. to the point that nobody else interests them, if that makes sense. Always follow your gut, not your head or your heart, right? Because they can lead you astray. Always follow your gut instinct. You will know if something feels right or feels wrong. Yeah, definitely. So what does your gut tell you, Grace? What is your gut feeling? What is your intuition telling you? Yep. Then go with your gut, sweetheart, because you deserve so much more. And that's kind of going with the messages that I'm getting here. His heart is not 100% true. Does that make sense? All right. I feel that this guy wants a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of everything. He's kind of dipping his finger in, or dipping his thumb in 2 or 3 pies, if that makes sense. But he's kind of keeping you on the sideline in case things don't work out. You deserve so much more than that. Grace Manning, yes, she does know, and she couldn't be any happier. She says the little one is getting looked after. Thank you for the hearts, Eleanor. Okay, Eleanor sent hearts. Let me just... I'm going to give Eleanor a card because Eleanor sent hearts. Hello, Tracy. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't know whether she's letting you know. I don't know whether you knew what her miscarriage was, but she's saying a boy. She miscarried a boy. She is absolutely over the moon about the pregnancy, and she just wanted to let you know that. Oh, you're more than welcome. Absolutely more than welcome. Okay, Ellen McAvoy. You sent the hearts gift, honey. What would you like? Moon card or angel card? To receive a card reading tonight, folks, 199 coins gets you 1 card. 399 coins, i.e. the swing, gets you 2 cards. And the Pearl gift gets you 2 cards, plus if you're on Facebook, you can join my Facebook subscription group. Angel card. Let's shuffle the angel cards. Could we hold comments, please, until we do Ellen's angel card, and then we will carry on. How are you, Tracy, my love? Lovely to see Tracy. Okay. Tracy's one of my dear friends. She's also one of my mods. So it's nice to see Tracy. So, folks, go follow Mother fucking... yeah, go and follow Mother FKN Life Coach. She is awesome. Give her a follow. Give her a follow. Okay. one of my besties, and she's also one of my mods, so go give her a follow and a like. Your name is so... I love it though. I love it. I always have spirits with me when I'm reading cards, because they are the ones that pick the cards. So I'm doing Ellen's card just now, and then I'm going to do some more mediumship readings in between card readings. So if any messages come through that are not gifted card readings, I will let those messages just come through. But right now we're doing Ellen. Okay. Going, just as I'm shuffling Ellen's card, I do have a message, and it's specifically for Tracy. Tracy, do you have a grandmother in spirit that you were close to? There's a grandmother spirit coming through, and she's saying, I need to speak to Tracy. I need to speak to Tracy. Okay. She wants you to know she's working with Mima just now. And she needed to tell you that because she knows how worried you are and frustrated you are about Mima. So she's saying, although she's sending love and light and blessings to everyone, she is sending healing to Mima, but she's also sending healing to your dad and your mum right now. But she feels Mima needs a little bit of healing just now from the other side. She says you all need healing, but she's going to kind of prioritize. So she's giving Mima the healing that she needs from the other side. She's also going to be giving healing to your dad, for she feels your dad needs a little bit of healing, and so does your mum. Does that make sense? She wants you also to know she adores the pup. She adores Nala. So I don't know whether your grandmother loved dogs, but she says Nala is keeping her amused with her antics. So I don't know whether your grandmother loved dogs, but she says she finds it a daily source of amusement watching Nala, and she wanted you to let you know that. Aren't they just? I had a little dog when I was younger, and I miss it. Well, when I was younger, I'm saying when I was with my ex-abuser, and that dog saved my life in more than one, more than once, and that's what our pets, our animals are great for. They know when we need protection, they know when we need love. Oh, bless. Yeah, it is, well, I feel that the reason that your nan came through is there's lots of healing needed around you and your family right now, and she's sprinkling some love and healing dust on everyone, including your little doggies as well. But she wanted to come through. She kind of interrupted Ellen's card reading, but I'm so glad she came through and gave you that message. She's saying Mima has a little bit of an uphill climb to deal with yet, but she's gonna get there. All right, she's gonna get there. And she's hoping that the healing that is being sent from the other side is going to help. Wasn't it just, I love it when messages come through like that. Okay. Let's see what the angel card has to say for Ellen. Ellen, you've got the Archangel Raphael. Isn't that crazy? There seems to be a lot of healing energy from the other side just now. And you've got the Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, is with you, supporting you in your healing work. So I don't know whether you care for somebody at the moment or whether you've got a job as a carer, some kind of carer, something like that. But this card is letting you know that whoever it is that you're caring for or whoever it is that you're looking after, you're not doing that alone, okay? You've got Archangel Raphael, who is aiding and assisting in your healing work. I don't know if that resonates with you. Hello, Casey. Woohoo! Casey is in the house. We got Tracy and Casey. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. We got Tracy and Casey. Yay, Casey, welcome. Okay. You put your heart and soul into your work. And the children that you care for absolutely adore you is the message that I'm getting here. And because you put so much of your time and effort, and sometimes you go above and beyond the call of duty in your work, just because you want the best for these kids. Does that make sense? And sometimes the things that you want that are best for the kids, sometimes you hit a brick wall because you're dealing with the school's politics. Does that make sense? It's like if you could give the kids that you look after in your care the whole world and so much more, you would. But I'm being told that there is politics around this. Does that make sense? I'm glad that that makes sense, because it says don't give up on those kids, no matter what the red tape is, no matter what the politics. Keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing. This is what Archangel Raphael is helping you with, all right? She's helping you to keep going. Those kids adore you. They might not tell you in so many ways, but they may show you in so many ways how much they adore you. And they know you put your heart and soul into everything that you do for them. Yep. Anyone that's wanting readings, 199 gets you one card. 399 coins gets you 2 card reading. And a pearl gift, i.e. 800 coins, gets you a full reading plus added into the Facebook subscription group. So, yeah, definitely keep going with what you're going. You know, there's politics and everything. I remember when I was in looking after autistic adults. And I get it, because there was so much injustice through the red tape from those sitting behind desks making decisions, and yet they had no idea what was going on the floor. They had no idea what the carers had to put up with. And we were dealing in difficult situations where we wanted to do so much more for the people that we were caring for, but to a certain degree our hands were tied. So we did the best that we could do under the circumstances. And sometimes that meant that you go home and you take your work home with you, because you're constantly worrying about the people that you care for, whether it's adults with autism like I did, or whether it's children or the elderly. You can't help it, and that's because you're an empath. And Raphael definitely works alongside empaths and healers, which is what you are both of. So despite all the red tape, know that, rewards are coming, whether it's some kind of promotion or whether there's something else coming in the pipeline for you. But your hard work is going to pay off, is the message that I'm getting here. Oh, you're more than welcome. Please be kind and respectful, everyone. We may not all agree with what some people say, or some people might not even agree with me. But you know what? It costs nothing to be polite. Please be polite. We do, I do run a positive, polite reading, and if you're not being polite, you will be removed from the live. I don't work with negativity. It honestly costs nothing to be respectful. Thank you, moderators. Okay, going back, plus, please hold the comments while I'm doing readings for Ellen, so that I can focus on Ellen's reply for this reading. Okay. So Archangel Raphael, is working alongside you. But I also got Archangel Michael has just stepped in as well, right? Archangel Michael is also I call him the problem solver, right? The guy that comes in with flexes his muscle and just sorts everything out, right? Because over and above your work, Ellen, I feel that there is other problems and issues, maybe at home. Maybe somebody's bringing you a lot of negativity or whatever, and it's wearing you down. Well, Archangel Michael is reminding you it's okay to cut ties with negative people. We should never have to put up with people that are trying to put us down or belittle us or try to make us feel less than what we are. Does that make sense? Yay, Jenny's in the house. Yay, Jenny sent a jungle hat. Woo! Thank you, Jenny. I'm so glad, yeah, I'm so glad this makes sense. You know, sometimes we don't want to feel like we're the bad guy in cutting off negative people. Sometimes we just think like, I can't do that. You know, it's in your heart to help people, not to turn people away. But there's a difference between somebody that truly needs your help in times of need and somebody that is coming just to drain the heck out of your energy, if that makes sense. And it's the energy drainers is the ones that you need to cut ties with. You can always tell the energy drainers because they're the ones that will come to you with all their problems and all their woes, but the minute that you need their help, they are nowhere to be seen. They are running for the hills. And they stay in the hills until the dust has settled. And when you've resolved your issues, they come crawling back out of the woodwork, and then bam, oh, I've got this problem, can you help me? Those are the energy drainers that like to take and give nothing back. Those are the ones that you cut cords with. The ones that come to you for help and genuine help, but also are there when you need their help. They're the keepers. They're the ones that you keep beside you all the time. So I'm so glad this all makes sense. All right? So the message here for you tonight is regarding work, keep going where you're going because your work is going to get rewarded big time in the near future. As far as home life goes, those that are bringing you down, draining your energy, cut ties. You don't need them. You deserve more than that. Just surround yourself with people that lift you up and don't tear you down, because you deserve that. Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much. I'm so glad this card meant something to you. Now, before we go on to any other messages, can somebody please take a message? It is, I have been shown a Wendy house, a doll's house. And it's a childhood memory. Somebody was gifted a doll's house by somebody in spirit because this person, and I feel it's a lady and a gentleman, elderly lady and gentleman. They're coming together and they're showing me, like, I call it a Wendy house, but it's a doll's house. It was gifted to them by somebody when they were a child. You're more than welcome. Can I ask, Grace, did the Wendy house, did it have a red roof? This Wendy house had a red roof, and she's showing me that the front panels, it had two front panels, and the two front panels would open outwards to reveal the house inside, and there was little bits of furniture and little dolls and stuff in this house. And I'm being told you used to play with this doll's house for hours on end. Hello, Roma. I'm not sure if it was brown. I'm seeing kind of a browny beige, but the roof was red. And it had a little chimney on the top, but the roof is red. To me, it looks like a beige color. Okay. Do you have grandparents that in spirit that gifted this house to you? Was this house gifted to you by an elderly couple, like a grandmother or a great grandmother? Roma, it's lovely to see you, beautiful. Nice to see you. I don't know if you can take this elderly couple that has a connection with this house. Okay. Do you have a lot of worries on your mind at the minute? It's like you're taking on the world and all its troubles. Because she's saying her head is just so it's like one big. This one of the ladies is that showing this house. She's saying it's like your head's a stress ball at times, to the point that when you're in bed, your mind is just tick, 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 ticking over. Okay, this is why she's showing you the doll's house. She's saying sometimes, as adults, we allow the world and its brother to stress us out to the max. And we forget one important thing: play. In every single adult that is a child, that inner child, the innocence of an inner child just waiting or screaming to get out. And when we get into adulthood, we put our adult pants on, right? And it's like, oh, I can't play. I can't go and enjoy myself. I can't go on the beach and build sand castles and roll my knickers up to my knees so that I can wade in the sea and stuff. I can't do that. I can't be doing that. You know, I can't be doing all the things that children like, swinging on the, sitting on the swing at a park, or, all the things, climbing trees, making daisy chains, all of that. I can't be doing that because I've got an adult head. I've got responsibilities. But this lady is saying, do you know what? When you filling your mind with so much stress, that's the time where we go back to play. That's the time where, okay, I'm going to go down by the beach. I'm going to build a sandcastle. Or I'm going to sit and make daisy chains. Or I'm going to sit and collect shells. Or I'm going to sit and do all the things that I loved doing when I was a child. And if you've got children or grandchildren, what better way to combine that inner child with being a grandmother or a mom and getting a Wendy house and playing Wendy house with your children. I remember when my grandkids were younger, I took one of my grandchildren to a Christmas fair and she won a doll's house. The joy that doll house brought her, she would spend hours playing with that doll's house. But I made sure as well that when she visited with her doll's house, Grandma played with it too. And I loved every minute of it. How many of us grandmothers out there get the Lego out and build with our grandkids, or bake cakes with our grandkids, doing the same things our own grandmothers did with our children, right? Or build sand castles, or bury each other in the sand on the beach. How many of us do that? I'm asking her for a name. She's just sprouting all these different things that you can do as a child. I'm needing to slow this lady down because she's just bringing so many childish memories, and I'm kind of just asking her to slow down and see if she will give me a name. Is there a lady in spirit that was named after you? Because I'm getting the name Grace, and I'm thinking that's your name. But is there a lady in spirit that you were named after? Okay, that's why she's given me Grace. Okay, because she says she's your namesake, if that makes sense. Because I'm saying a Grace, but I'm talking to Grace, but she's saying, no, it's Grace. You asked what my name was, and she's saying it's Grace. But you're her namesake. Thank you for the likes, Roma. She says she heard, I didn't have to tell her that, she already knows how much you love her. And she's so glad that you are called Grace also. Well, it's this lady Grace that's showing you these memories, and she's saying, do you know what? It's time for play. It's time to get the Wendy house out, the Lego blocks out. It's time to go to the beach. It's time to go to the park. It's time to, you know, go on a swing, slide down a chute, climb a tree, do all the things that you used to do when you were a child. Because when we bring out our inner child, we de-stress. When you watch a child at play, they focus on absolutely everything that they're putting their efforts into. Whether it's building making a daisy chain. I taught my youngest granddaughter how to make a daisy chain. And I would sit and watch her, and she would get her little tiny nails and she would just dig little holes into the daisies so that she could thread the daisies. And she loved it because she could make bracelets, she could make crowns, and she would dance around the garden like she was a fairy. And there was not a worry, not a care, nothing. And this is the innocence of the inner child that we all have inside us. But we bury them beneath inside us, and we don't allow them to come out and play. So whenever we are feeling stressed, it's time to bring out that inner child. Even something as simple as getting a colouring book. Did you know there are such things as adult colouring books? I used to love colouring when I was younger. And I remember going into a bookstore, and in the adult section of the books there was adult colouring books. I was in my element, and it was a witch's book, so I was able to get the colouring book, and I got some decent pencils and colouring pens. And it's great because when you're stressed out, you can take those pens and you can take the colouring book out and you can colour. And when you're colouring and you're focusing on the art that you did when you were a child, it takes you right back there and you de-stress. So it's time to bring that inner child out. Also meditation as well. Doing 20 minutes meditation before you go to bed is going to help with your mental clarity, but it's also going to help de-stress as well. Isn't it just beautiful? Oh, bless. Her message for you is that she sends you so much love, and she's sending you healing right now. All right? But she says, bring out the inner child. That's her main message to you, is it's time to de-stress. Maybe consider checking out my website. I've got a YouTube channel called Lady Moonlight YouTube channel, and on that channel I have a sky and earth grounding meditation. The amount of people that use that meditation on a day-to-day basis to de-stress. Just blows my mind. So definitely check that out. Obviously, one of the things that I'm teaching this week, in fact, in my subscription group on Sunday, I have a class on Sunday for my Facebook subscribers, and they're going to be doing a sky and earth grounding meditation, as well as learning how different ways to ground yourself, different ways to meditate, different ways to de-stress. I am looking forward to that because I love leading people into meditation, helping them to relax and to chill. So I'm sure all my subscribers, including Casey, are going to be looking forward to that class on Sunday. Hello, Nanny Mac. Nice to see you. Yes, she looks very pretty. And she says you take a lot of your looks from her, but yes, I would say she looks really, really pretty. She loved taking care of her appearance. Hello, 2222. Okay, Casey, do we have any one on the list for cards? No problem. I don't think I've seen any gifts coming up for cards, so I'm going to do a card of the day while we're waiting to see. And I'm going to use, do you know what, I'm going to use the angel cards for the card of the day. I feel the angel cards are calling me for card of the day. No, did Jenny send a gift? I seen Jenny coming in, but did Jenny send a gift? Or did Jenny want a card? Because I know she gets Jenny's, one of the subscribers, she gets a free card reading. I don't know if, Jenny, are you still here? Because if Jenny's still here, she can get a free card reading as a subscriber. Oh, because she's a subscriber. Yay, Jenny's here. Okay, Jenny, after I've done the card of the day, what card would you like? A moon card or... Moon card or angel? Okay. Let's do... In fact, you know what? Let's do Jenny first because I'm shuffling the angel cards anyway and I'm told I can wait. I'm being told off by Spirit. I'm being told keep the card of the day. Jenny needs a card first, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna be. You know what? It's gonna be one of those nights. I love it when Spirit get demanding. Like okay. So Jenny is getting a card, and then it will be card of the day. In between. You're more than welcome. Sometimes it works that way. Okay. Now, Jenny, while I'm shuffling these cards, I can't believe I'm hearing this song because it was one of my favourite songs when I was a teenager, but I know it's not for me. I don't know if this song can relate to you, Jen, or whether somebody else can relate to this gentleman, but there's a gentleman coming in, and he's just he's just standing on the right hand side of me, and he's oh, he's quite a character because he's sitting singing Chantilly lace and a little face and a ponytail a hanging down and a wiggle when she walks. So if anyone can take this man and this song or connection from this song to this man, because he's obviously he's having a little jive at the side of me, and he's just putting me off track. So I don't know if that's for you, Jen, or if it's somebody else. Hello there, Caroline Mullen. Okay, Grace, if you can take this gentleman, whoever can take this gentleman who's singing Chantilly Lace. Jenny, was your dad a little bit of a jiver? Did he like getting up on the dance floor? Because I see him in a dance hall. This gentleman was like a dance hall. And was he very much a ladies' man? Okay, then this gentleman is definitely with you, Jen, all right? Because he keeps on saying it's Jen, it's Jenny. This is for Jen, it's for Jenny. Okay, yeah. Was he a bit of a ladies' man as well? He knew how to get people up on the floor. He knew how to get people up and dancing. And you know, if there was an empty dance floor, by the time he finished, it was a full dance floor. Does that make sense? Oh, he's definitely with you. Can you take that? Does that song have meaning to you? Because he's saying that song is connected from him to it's almost like a father-son dance. It's like he's showing me a little girl, and I feel that little girl may have been yourself, if that makes sense. Did he teach you to dance? Because he's saying I feel he taught you to dance as a child. Okay. He said when you first started dancing you had 2 left feet, but he corrected that. Does that make sense? He passed on his love of music and dance to you, is the message that he is. And I feel that, yeah, rock and roll was his kind of thing. I am so glad you can take that, because he's bringing that memory back for you, and he's saying he holds that memory dear. You know, he said he loved watching his little girl grow up. He wants you to know he is so proud of you, sweetheart. He is so proud of you. And he said him coming through tonight, his main aim coming through tonight was to hopefully make you smile, because he says you haven't smiled in a long time. And he wants you to smile more. Does that make, I don't know if that makes sense, but he says you've not had any reason to smile lately. Okay. Well, he says, you know what, it's time to let your hair down, it's time to get the records on, and it's time to rip up the dance floor. Because you need to smile. He said if there's something that he can pass on to you, or if there's a message that he can bring to you tonight, is something that he realized, probably way too late in life, was that life is for living. And we shouldn't spend our life not smiling. We should smile even through our most worst troubles, even through our most worst nightmares. We should smile. Because when we smile, it's infectious. When we smile, and you know how many times that, can we be with our friends, and our friends say, oh, it's wonderful to see you, and they've got this big grin on their face. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to smile, right? And then when you smile, the next person to you smiles. And you can't help it, it's infectious. Right? It's time for you to smile. He misses your smile, is what he's saying. He knows how much you miss him, but he wants you to know, once a dad's girl, always a dad's girl, and he's always with you. He's only a whisper away, sweetheart, and he knows how much you miss him. He was your best friend, is what he's saying. Don't get me wrong, he says you loved your mum as well, but Dad was king. And he knows how difficult his passing was for you. But he's saying, you know what, he's still here. He didn't go anywhere. He said spirit realm is just like being in the other room. It's like two rooms with a window dividing each room. And he can see you, and sometimes people can see them, and sometimes they can't. Because sometimes their chakras or whatever are blocked. But that's okay, because he wants you to know that he can see you and hear you. And he's with you through your good times and through your bad times. But he's saying life is too short to be sad, or to be stressed, or to be worried. And he's asking you to smile more, because he misses that beautiful smile. Okay, let's see what card he has for you. Because I feel this gentleman is the one that is going to give you your angel card tonight. That's why, and I feel that he was a man that needed to be heard. If he had something on his mind, he needed to say it. And if he liked it, all good. But if he didn't like it, tough. He called a spade a spade. Yeah, that's why he told me to leave the card of the day and get your card done first. I love that. A guy that speaks his mind. Absolutely love that. Well, know that your dad is definitely with you, sweetheart. And he says he's been with you since the day you were born, and even when he passed over in spirit, he was still with you. He says love never dies. The bond between a father and his daughter never dies. It just gets stronger. Even when from the other side, it just gets stronger and it carries on. Thank you, Roma. Okay, let's see what the angel card. Some beautiful, beautiful messages coming through tonight. Blows my mind. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Did you have a connection when you were younger to fairies? by any chance? Did you love fairies? Isn't it beautiful? I just love these messages tonight. Okay. Fairies. He's given you the card Fairies. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. So his message to you is, when you don't have any reason to smile, go into nature. When you feel that the world and its brother is weighing heavily onto your mind, go into nature. Leave gifts for the fairies, whether it's a cracker with a little bit of milk and honey. Even consider having a fairy garden and a wishing tree. Because he's showing me a tree and he says you can put little wishes on it. Isn't it just such a beautiful message, Roma? I love it. We have a fairy garden in the house that we are in, and I've got a large planter and this little miniature fairies in the planter, and often I'll go and tend to the garden, and I'll always speak to the fae, and I'll always leave them a little message or whatever. But it's the same when I go walking in the woods. If I see a toadstool, especially the red toadstools with the little white spots, and if they're in a ring, I know that it's a fairy ring, and I'll always leave a little gift, whether it's a little pinch of tobacco or whether, I always take white sage everywhere with me, everywhere, and I will often leave a little piece of white sage as an offering or whatever. But when we are stressed, nature is a great healer. And the 3 best places that you can go for healing: the beach, because you've got the salt air and the sand and the sea and the wind and the sun, or the forest, because you've got the trees. Trees are our oldest ancestors. And grounding beside a tree and hugging a tree and asking that tree to share knowledge with you can be the most healing thing on this earth. Trees give us oxygen. Without trees, nothing could live on the earth, because trees breathe in carbon monoxide and breathe out oxygen. So we get a lot of our oxygen from trees. They're also a great communicator, because their roots, a root of a tree from Scotland, for example, can reach down to a root of a tree in England. Just through their root system, they can communicate. So sitting on a tree's roots, or just hugging a tree, and then asking the tree while you're hugging it, can I sit beside you? Can you share some wisdom with me? That tree will share wisdom, but also it will give you healing as well. I always, whenever I'm stressed, I'm blessed to have a large forest where I live, and me and my partner go walking in the woods. And when we come out, there is no stress, just this overwhelming sense of peace. Oh, bless. Well, he's saying, he knows, your dad knows how hard it is that you've lost him, but he says, in the whole big scheme of things, you haven't lost him. He's in the air around you. Everywhere you go, he's with you. He's only a whisper away. And, I don't know if this verse was shared at his funeral, but he's telling me that it's quite a common verse for people at funerals, because my mum had this verse for my dad when my dad passed, and the first paragraph of this: "Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep." And this is what he wants you to remind you. You know, he's not in the earth. His human remains is in the earth, but his spirit is where you are. You know, he didn't die. He's still alive. He's still around you. He's still with you. You never ever lost him, sweetheart. He's always there with you. And he says that even though you can't hear him, he's just a whisper away. He's also asking you if you can keep a dream journal. And every night before you go to sleep, just clear your third eye chakra and your crown chakra just by taking your middle finger of your left hand and placing it on your third eye, and your right hand middle finger on your crown, and gentle taps for 3 to 5 minutes before you go to bed or before you go to sleep. This is going to relax you immensely. And if you combine it with a meditation beforehand, you're going to get double results of it. It also clears your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. That leaves your channel, your spiritual channel, open so that your dad can leave you messages through dreams. Keep a dream journal by your bed, and every morning when you wake, before you even get out of bed, the minute your eyes are open, write down anything that you can remember from your dreams. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. It's not important if it makes sense. Just write it down, and do that every night. And then once a week or once a fortnight, read back what you've written down in your dream journal. It will blow your mind, because in that dream journal, you will find beautiful messages from your dad and other loved ones in spirit. Hello, Jenny. Yay, Jenny's in the room. Yeah, and dreams may seem odd, but when you put them into a dream journal, they're not as odd. They make sense. Intact will Siama unblock you? And I can answer that through my oracle just quickly, because I don't know them personally, or the person personally. All I can do is ask my oracle. This will change your life. Chances are, for whatever reason, she probably won't, or that person probably won't unblock you. And even if they did, it may not be straight away. So this will change your life means that something is changing. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Yay, we've got Jenny and Jenny in the room. Oh, bless. Do you know there's no... Is it the subscription group homework that you're doing, Jenny? Because there is no rush for that. You take the homework in your stride, and it's mandatory. It's not mandatory to do the homework. It's only if you want to do the homework. Oh, it's college. Ah, right. Yeah, well, that would give you a headache. Okay. Tanya, in answer to your question, yes, your friend passed over okay. And whatever was ailing her on the earth, she didn't take it with her, is the message that I'm getting. It was just a quick reply that I've got for you, but yes, your friend passed over okay. And I'm also being told she didn't carry with her the things that were ailing her. Ailing her. Yeah, ailing her was the right word. When she was on the earth plane, or when your friend was on the earth plane, whatever was, because I feel that she was maybe ill, or she had some kind of illness before she passed. She left that on the earth. Yeah, your comments are coming through, Tanya. That's why I was able to ask your question for you. Sometimes it takes Spirit a little while to reply, and sometimes they don't reply at all. But the reply that I got for you was, yes, your friend passed over, and whatever illness or whatever ailments that she had while she was alive, she didn't take them with her. I don't know if it was a she. I'm getting a she. Again, Grace, yes, your auntie passed okay. I'm getting yes, okay, for Grace. Okay. So Jenny, I'm so glad that your dad was able to give you that message, sweetheart. And know that he doesn't want you to grieve anymore because he's not gone. He never has. And there's so much that he wants to share with you, sweetheart. And this is why he's asking if you would start a dream journal, even if it's just a notebook, and log your dreams, because there is so much he wants to share with you. Yes, he definitely did. Yay, welcome back, Casey. But yes, he definitely wouldn't want you to grieve. Because he says, how can you grieve for somebody that never died? Can't. He says, we truly never die. We just go on to another adventure. We just go on to another chapter of our lives. And it's a beautiful chapter. He wished he could show you everything on Spirit Realm. And he said you would see for yourself how beautiful, how peaceful Spirit Realm is. But at the same time, he loves it because he's still connected to you. He can still see you. He can still hear you. And he's never left your side. Once a dad's girl, always a dad's girl. And yes, he's definitely agreeing with you. It's not time for grieving. It's time for remembering all of the childhood memory. This is why he showed you and him dancing as a child. You know, he wants you to relive all the things that you and he enjoyed. Because in doing that, you're keeping his memory alive, and is something to smile about. Because he says, you know what, just because he's on the other side doesn't mean to say that he cannot dance with his little girl. He can still dance with his little girl. Casey, thank you so much. Wow, thank you everyone. Thank you, Casey. Casey, your reading's next. Oh, Sky, thank you for the daisies. Thank you, everyone. You are all amazing. Oh my goodness me, I'm getting spoiled. Totally spoiled tonight. Casey, you're getting 2 cards tonight, honey. Wow. Casey's getting 2 cards after Jenny. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Okay. Your dad's final thing is... Okay. Have you got something belonging to your dad that you keep in a box, Jenny? Casey, you are spoiling me, girl. Oh my goodness me. Oh, you're welcome, Grace. Alright, because he's showing me this box and he's saying, take it out the box. It needs to be displayed. It's time to take it out the box. Is this something... Is it something in the box that you can wear? Because he says you need to wear it. Or you need to carry it. Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Casey. You're a star. Oh, bless. Because he says, you know, if ever you need him, or ever you want to feel he's around you, you can carry this thing with you. You can carry, I'm assuming, or wear it. He says, you might not want to wear it because it's a bloke's watch, but he's saying you can carry it around with you, and even just holding it. Because a lot of things that we own, for example, I have a silver ring that my partner gifted me. Now, come the day that I'm not here, what my partner decides to do with the ring is entirely up to him. He might want to keep it, or he might want to give it to my grandkids if my grandkids ever come round and see me again. But whoever gets this ring when I'm not here, my energy is still on this ring. It will always be where this ring is. Part of me will be with this ring. And this is the message your dad is saying. Part of him, because he wore that watch, his energy is still on that. And he's saying, if you don't believe him, what he wants you to do is take the watch out of the box, place it in your left hand, close your left hand around it, and close your eyes and just feel the energy in that watch. You may get heat, you may get cold, you may get vibrations. But it's that energy that will remind you every day that he is not gone. He is always there. And that's his final message, is get it out the box and carry it with you or wear it. Whatever you choose to do with it, but carry it with you or wear it, because his energy is still in it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Well, he's saying now that you know that he's never went anywhere, and now that you know he doesn't want you to grieve anymore, he wants you to carry that watch with you. And every time you miss him, or every time you need him, just hold that watch in your left hand. And pay attention to your thoughts when you're holding something of value. I have my mum's jewellery, and sometimes when I miss my mum, I'll take a piece of her jewellery out and I'll just hold it in my left hand. And I pay attention to my thoughts. And it's in your thoughts that your dad will leave you messages. He says, see it as a communication aid. When you hold his watch in your left hand, because your left hand is your spiritual side, we give healing with the left and we take away negativity with our right. Right? So your dad is going to give you healing through your left hand just by holding that watch. But when we hold something of value to whoever's passed in spirit in our left hand, and we concentrate on the energy as well as our thoughts, we get beautiful messages in our thoughts. So he's saying, take it out the box, give it a wee dusting or whatever, give it a little rub or a shine or whatever, and whenever you want to communicate with him, use the watch. And along with the message with his watch, he's saying, please tell her I love her every second. I am so glad your dad came through, sweetheart. So, so glad. Well, he's only a whisper away. Honestly, he is only a whisper away. Okay, do we have any other gifted readings to do? Did anybody do any gifted readings? Oh wow, 10K likes. Thank you everyone. That is fantastic. Jenny, you are more than welcome. Oh, thank you, Casey. Casey, I'm going to give you 2 cards, sweetheart, while we're waiting to see if we've got any more gifts coming through. Do you want 1 angel and 1 moon, or do you want 2 angels or 2 moons? Thank you, Casey. Two angels. The angels are popular. Okay, let's give you 2 angels. Is Jenny still here? Because Jenny is also a subscriber. Oh, Jenny sent a butterfly. Jenny, you're a subscriber, sweetheart, which means you get a free card. If you would like a card, I can give you a free card after Casey. Yay, now she gets 2. Woohoo, Jenny gets 2 cards. I love this. Right, Casey, let's do 2 angel cards for Casey. And then, Jenny, what would you like? What 2 cards would you like after Casey? Thank you for the orange hearts, Roma. Some lovely messages. Okay. It must be a night for music because I'm getting a lady coming in very strong, and I don't know whether this lady is with Casey or whether this lady is with somebody in the room, but I feel she is connected to Amsterdam or the tulips from Amsterdam because she came in and she's kind of like she's kind of wearing the costumes that they would wear in Amsterdam, you know, the long dresses with the pinafores, and she's kind of swiveling her skirts, and she came in and she's like, when it's spring again, I'll bring again tulips from Amsterdam. So if anyone can take this lady that has a connection to Amsterdam. Okay, 2 angel cards for you after Casey then. Yay! So there's a lady in spirit. I feel she may have been from Amsterdam or may have lived in Amsterdam because she's wearing the Amsterdam costume. Okay, it's not for Casey. If anyone can take this lady from Amsterdam. I don't know why I'm seeing this lady in Amsterdam costume. Okay. I'm just wondering then if the tulips from Amsterdam, if there's a message in that, in the tulips. Did somebody like tulips? It could be the lyrics of the song that has a meaning to somebody. Tulips from Amsterdam. When it's spring. Maybe this lady passed over in spring. Which is why she's saying when it's spring again, I'll bring again tulips from Amsterdam. Oh, bless Casey. Well, let's see what we have in your cards for you. Yeah, definitely. Let's see what your cards have, because sometimes if they don't bring me a direct message, they can bring the same messages in the cards that you get. I'm going to leave the lady that has this song with Tulips of Amsterdam out there. If anyone can make sense of that message or the song or the lyrics of the song has meaning for somebody, please do let me know. Hello, Chloe. Yay, I bet. Oh, thank you for the daisies, everyone. Oh, bless. Oh, wow. Emotional sensitivity, Casey, is your first card. Wow. And Archangel Michael. Emotional sensitivity and Archangel Michael. All right. The emotional sensitivity. The person that you asked for in your... Thank you for the chestnuts. And the gifts. Oh, bless. Oh, bless. Thank you for the roses. Messages just come randomly. I can't force Spirit to bring a message. Casey, your stepmom, was she the one that you turned to in times of trouble? Because this lady is there's a lady that's telling me if ever there was a worry, if ever Casey was crying or Casey had hurt herself or whatever, it was never Dad, it was always this lady that you went to. If you had something on your mind, you didn't trust anybody other than her. Does that make sense? Oh, bless. Because she's bringing you the emotional sensitivity card and she's saying honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all, right? Because sometimes you feel other people's pain, you feel other people's hurt, but also you feel other people's negativity, right? So if somebody is really being negative to you, the horns come out, right? And it's like, Toro, get out my way, or run, right? But you've got that other side to you that kind of wants to just mother everybody, wants to just love everybody. Oh, bro, Gemini twins. But yeah, she's almost saying, you know, get on Casey's right side and she will help you till the sun goes down. She will always be the first one to help you. But do Casey a wrong deed, she'll be the first one to take a stiletto heel and poke you in the eye with it. She's saying, you know what? It's not the appreciation that matters. It's not what is in the past. And it's not the things that have been said or unsaid or done or undone that matters. What matters is the here and now. And you know what? She says, you don't need words and you certainly don't need actions to prove how much you appreciated her. She already knew that. Alright? Because just like you, she was an empath. She could pick up on things. And she says, you didn't need words. You didn't even need actions. Just you being there for her was enough for her to know just how much you did appreciate her. And she knows that, and she says, stop feeling guilty. In fact, she says, well, say it properly, Lady Moonlight, say it properly. She's basically saying, for goodness sake, stop feeling guilty. I was actually telling her I can't say that, and she said, no, that's how she would have, it's almost like that's how she would have said it, because I'm being polite here. I'm kind of saying that she's saying, you know, stop feeling guilty. She wants you to stop feeling guilty. But no, the way she's put it is, for goodness sake, stop feeling guilty. There's nothing to feel guilty about. Yeah. And, you know, she says the branch never falls far from the tree. And you have a little bit of her sassy in you yourself. And she loves that. She says, you know, you're kind of bitter and sweet, wild and calm. You know, you like the tides. You can be calm, you can be wild, you can, you know, you never know what you're going to get with yourself. Yeah. You know, and you know, she's saying, you know, life's like a box of chocolates. You take the dark with the light. You know, and if you don't like one, spit it out. Put it in the bucket. You know? She's saying she used to like chocolates, but she didn't like the coffee ones. Does that make sense? She says, oh, no, not the coffee ones. And she says, you know, so when she would have a box of chocolates, she would spit out the coffee ones or whatever. And she says, life's a bit like that. We can take a bit of the light and we can take a bit of the dark, i.e. like light and dark chocolate. But every so often we'll take a bite of a chocolate, especially if we haven't read what flavour they are on the box. And we hate it and we spit it out. Life's like that. If you don't like it, spit it out, move on. Put it in the trash where it belongs. So she's saying, you know, embrace your emotional. You're an empath. It's okay to pick up on people's negativity, but you don't have to hold on to it. You can spit it out, you can let it go. It's all right to help other people that need your help, but don't let them drain you. And it's all right to have your dark days as well as your light, but don't forget to smile in between. Hello, Sierra Tango, lovely to see you. She knows how much you miss her, and I feel that, pardon me, I feel that's why she's come through. And it's kind of like there's a lot of people around you that have stressed you to the max, is what she's saying. And this is why she's saying, you know, if somebody comes into your life and they stress you out, just let them go. Cut the ties. Be done, kind of thing. But if they build you up, keep a hold of them. They're the keepers. Because ultimately not everybody likes our vibe. And those that don't like our vibe, they don't belong in our tribe. Simple. Let them go and find their own tribe. So definitely, she is definitely with you, sweetheart. And she's sending you so much love. She's also saying, in times of trouble, call for Archangel Michael. Because he's a bit of a sassy pants too, she says. If there's not a problem on the earth that he cannot intervene and help you with. So it's maybe time to work, if you're not already working with Archangel Michael, maybe it's time to get to know Archangel Michael a little bit better, because the card is saying you're working very closely with this powerful Archangel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. And I know that whenever I've got problems, mega problems, etc., Archangel Michael or Hecate is my Archangel Michael or Hecate is my go-to. Hecate, she really knows how to kick butt. If you know, and she's got my back always. She's one of my main goddesses. I have two goddesses that I call them dark and light. Isis is my light side and my guide. But Hecate, she's the big guns. When I need to deal with dark forces as a traditional witch, Hecate does it for me time and time again. Oh, bless. Oh, thank you for the panther. Yes, she's watching over trucks, and she knows, because she knows that it talks daily, and she hears every single word, and she doesn't know whether they can hear her back, but she talks back. She replies. So yes, she knows, and yes, she replies, but she's not sure whether they can hear her, if that makes sense. She can hear them, but she's not sure if they can hear her. So yeah, she's definitely, I feel that, I don't know if Truck sees her in dreams, but she's showing me dreams. Because she often leaves messages in dreams as well. Oh, bless. I'm so glad that she brought you these two messages. And she's saying, you know, embrace your sensitivity, because your sensitivity is your gift. It's also your warning. As empaths, we know just by being near someone who is negative and who is positive. And we can use that knowledge to protect our own energy. Heaven knows Casey's one of my moderators and she's always protecting my energy. But that's what empaths do. You know, empaths are earth angels, light workers. You know, they help us out. And empaths work well with other empaths. Light workers work with other light workers. Starseeds work with other starseeds. They're the same tribe, they're the same vibe. That is my bird. That is our African grey parrot you hear whistling. I may have to quieten down and Rocky is our main talker, and he's in the other room with his dad, with my partner. And when he's supposed to be sleeping, he doesn't. He just whistles. So if you do hear talking or you do hear loud whistling, that's our older parrot, Rocky. Oh, Casey, sometimes Rocky has his moments, let me tell you. Cute is maybe, yeah, he's cute sometimes. But he's also a bit of a devil. He's an angel and a devil all combined, honestly. We actually have, no, don't worry about interrupting, that's absolutely fine. But we have two African greys. We have the older one who is called Rocky, and we have a younger one that's called Rio. Yeah, exactly. No need to say sorry. Interrupt all you like. I think Casey's stepmom had just finished what she needed to say to Casey anyway. But beautiful, beautiful message for Casey, and I'm just so glad that she came through for you. JK, I'm pissed. Who's pissed? Who's upset? Casey. I know she's only joking. That's why I'm saying, who's upset? Casey. Casey's pissed. I hope you've not been on the vino, Casey. Drunken, disorderly moderator in the room. Hello, Moon Taro. Oh, Jenny, there's no need to apologise, honestly. No apologies needed here. We are all one big happy family. Talking of Jenny, I'm going to pick 2 angel cards for Jenny, because Jenny is up next. Some beautiful messages tonight. Absolutely loved these messages. Okay. All right, and your just going back to Casey just briefly, your stepmom's just said, always a joker. That's why you like my little creepy clown. Casey has connected with my little creepy clown, who is, don't know if you can see him, but he's sitting on the top of my little unit in the corner. You can just see his little feet. You can just see his little feet. But yeah, the whistling one is Rocky. The other one's quiet. Well, sometimes it's quiet at this time of the night, but Rocky is the lively one, let's just say. You need me to sort Rocky out, Maug? Oh. Do you know what I love? I love Freaky Dolls. We've actually got, she's actually in the window, Helga, a creepy witch. She's got like an old witch's face and she cackles. Both her eyes used to glow red as well, but now only one eye glows. She's a one-eyed Helga now. But yeah, she's a creepy doll, so we actually sit the creepy doll in the window just to scare the shaboodies out of any passers-by. But yeah, she was kind of in the Raggy Dolls section of the shop. Again, we tend to get drawn to dolls that have been chucked in the Raggy Dolls bin. It was the same as the Creepy Clown. The Creepy Clown was in an antique shop in a box, just put away. And the box was behind a brush and mirror set that I was buying. And I just seen the legs hanging out of the box. And I knew I had to have the Creepy Clown. And she told me, oh, that's not really for sale, it's ready to get chucked out. And I says, well, what can I give you for her? Or for it, sort of thing. So I literally got him for less than £5. And it was the same with the Creepy Witch. She was a faulty witch. She was supposed to move her arms up and down and shake her broomstick. Her arms never worked, but she still cackled and she still lit her eyes up, and the boy says, oh, she's just a display, she's not really for sale, she's the last one. And I got her for next to nothing as well. So We take in the wraiths and strays, the dolls that nobody else wants because they're too creepy. I know, right? We knew what you meant, Casey. I don't know. One of the gifts that I got from one of for my partner one was he always used to laugh at Rod Hull and Emu. So I got him this jacket that had an emu attached to the arm of this jacket for his Christmas, just as a joke. I will have to dig out that photo for you, Casey, but I've got a photo of him wearing that jacket with the emu, and he was kind of like doing the emu mouth thing with his hand and stuff. So yeah. Oh, bless. Well, do you know something? Our little clown goes off by itself sometimes. And we have this little music box that reminds me. I bought this music box to remind me of my mum because she used to make our clothes when we were younger, and she had an old-fashioned Singer sewing machine, which was very much like this. It was a little black one. And funny enough, the clothes that she used to make for us was always flowered. I hated them because they were always flowers or wild patterns, and it just wasn't my scene. But she, she made dresses for us and our trouser suits and stuff like that. And this little music box has a little key here, and you wind it up, and then if you take the drawer out, the music box plays and the little spindle turns and the little foot pedal goes up and down. To stop it, you simply shut the drawer. To start it, you open the drawer again. Now this stays in this room, which is our most haunted room in our home, along with the creepy clown. And I kid you not, I was in our garden one day, and I thought my partner was in here playing the music box. So I come in, and he was in the lounge, and the music box was sitting with the drawer wide open. So Spirit in this room love to play with the creepy clown. They wind the clown up, but they also like to play with the music box as well. And in our other house, which was that we had many years ago, the first home that we had together as a couple, was an old flat. And the laughing witch used to go off at 6 o'clock. We had the witch, Helga, in our bedroom. Every morning at 6 a.m, Helga would cackle and her eyes would light bright red. We turned her off, and she still cackled at 6 a.m. in the morning. So we had to take the batteries out of her so that she wouldn't wake us up at 6 o'clock every morning, cackling with eyes blazing at us. So even in one of our older haunted houses, a spirit loved to wake us up with a fright with Helga at 6 o'clock every morning. Yeah, definitely. Yep, they certainly do. But do you know what? We wouldn't be without them. I had a lady says, I can't sleep in your, we had a lady who was going to stay overnight with us. and she says, I says, look, we'll give you our room and we'll take the spare room or whatever. She says, I'm not sleeping in that room with that witch. No way. They ain't waking me up at 6 o'clock. She says, I'd be dead in the morning. It would literally kill me. So we took Helga out of the room. And she says, oh, no, I couldn't keep that doll in. But we love things like that. We love haunted dolls. We love spirits. Another thing that happened in our home the other night, in fact it was during one of my live readings, we have an attic hatch in our kitchen, and it's a solid hatch that you have to physically go up a step ladder, lift and twist the hatch, you know those wooden ones where you have to lift and twist it to get into the attic. And I think it was during the last live reading that I had, I thought somebody was in the kitchen. I thought my partner was in the kitchen. And when I finished the live, my partner turned and says, go and look in the kitchen. And I said, what am I looking at? He says, the attic hatch. The attic hatch was wide open. And he didn't do it. So we do have almost like poltergeist powerful spirits in our kitchen. We've had plates fly off the draining board in the sink. We've had things fly off out of the cupboard when I've opened the cupboard. Maybe a cup has flown out of the cupboard. We hear things go bang it or bump in the night. We love it. We think it is pre-war, so maybe end of 1800s, maybe 1900s. It's a pretty old house. And we think that during the war, this house was used to treat wounded soldiers because my partner said, sometimes spirits speak through me, even in my sleep. And my partner had told me that while I was sleeping, he was having a conversation with a soldier who had his leg blown off. And he was getting treated in this house, kind of thing. He had passed over and hadn't realised that the war was actually over. So it's quite interesting. We have some interesting spirits. And the thing is, he had asked my partner where the army barracks is. And the funny thing is, we do have an army barracks in this village. It's no longer an army barracks. It's now shut down, but and it's an old derelict building. But yeah, he asked where the army barracks was. There definitely is, Jenny, and we love it. We don't intend to move from here. This is I just love the energy, and because this is the most haunted room in our home, this is where I do all my readings. I do all my healing work. I don't know if you can see it in the corner. Let me see if I can change, but I have got my altar and broomstick over in the corner there as well. So I do all my spell work in here and things like that. So this is my witch's coven room. So yeah. Okay, let's shuffle these cards for Jenny. 2 angel cards for Jenny. In fact, give me 2 seconds, Jenny, because I'm going to quiet and Rocky down for the night. Yeah. You know, if you treat spirits with respect, they will treat you with respect as well. So give me 2 seconds just till I settle my parrot down for the night.
well.
Yeah. That's okay. My partner's talking to him, that's why he's noisy. Yeah, but that's, you know, if you're afraid of spirits, spirits will not go near you. They truly won't. They won't step on your toes. But if you respect them and you don't fear them, they will communicate with you. You know, we have a young girl in here. I think she must have been 16, 17, maybe 18 at the most. And she's our youngest one, spirit that we've seen. We also have a dog in the living room. And whenever I'm doing Reiki healing, I have a Reiki bear, and I use a Reiki bear to send energy to somebody. So the Reiki bear basically takes the place of the person that I'm sending healing to. And every time I get the Reiki bear out, this dog comes out from the corner and puts his head on the bear. It's almost like, well, if you're given Reiki, can I have some, please? And it's every time I do some Reiki healing with my Reiki bear, he does that. But yeah, dogs are with us as well. They're never away from us. If you are deeply connected to your dog will always be with you. Even if you can't see it or sense it, it's always there. When you love someone, whether it's a person or an animal, that love never dies, it just continues to carry on. And the bond between you stays strong, even after death, even after the dog passes over the Rainbow Bridge. That dog's always with you. And if it would protected you in real life, you can guarantee it's going to protect you in spirit as well. So wherever you go, your dog will be with you, Grace. Okay, let's pick these two cards for Jenny. Jenny, how are you finding the subscribers group? I know you've just joined, you've just managed to get into the group today, so you're probably just finding your way around it. Hello, Josh Jen. Lovely to see you. Okay. Can we hold comments, please, until we've done Jenny's reading? Thank you, everyone. Okay, Jenny. Wow. Your two cards are crystals and be willing to forgive. Crystals and be willing to forgive. And they kind of go hand in hand, because a lot of people that have gone through something really, really tough in life, maybe they've been through trauma, maybe they've been through people hurting them, people causing them stress, or people name calling, whatever the case may be, maybe draining our energy, taking more than they actually give, and it can drain us. And maybe somebody's verbally or physically hurt us in the past, and we find it really, really difficult to forgive. Forgiveness is a difficult thing to do, but at the same time, forgiveness can be the most freeing thing to do as well. Because when you hold a grudge or when you hold anger for something that you could not control, right? That anger will eat away at you and eat away at you. And the person that caused that anger has an element of control over your life, right? Because they've hit a nerve. It's like an abuser will abuse knowing that that abuse is going to hurt you and make you angry, and you're going to hold on to that anger, and that feeds their power, and they do it even more. And even if you leave that abuser, if you can't find it in your heart to forgive that abuser, even though he's not a part of your life, still has an element of control, because you're still holding on to the anger for his words or their actions. You want to release that, then even if it's in your own mind, say, you know what, I'm done. I forgive you. I haven't forgotten the wrong that you've done, because the wrong that you've done is a lesson that I will never let anyone else treat me like that before, so I will never forget. But you know what? I forgive you. Because when I forgive you, I know you don't want my forgiveness. That's the last thing an abuser or a bully will want, is your forgiveness. They do not want it. They want your anger, they want your rage, they want to have that control over you. But by you saying, you know what, I forgive you, and I walk away, and I leave karma to deal with whatever it wants to dish out to you, because you're responsible for your words and actions, and they don't have anything to do with me, if that makes sense. Yeah, and this is what this card is saying. Be willing to forgive, even though he was really nasty to your mum, right? A lot of children that have seen abuse in the family towards their parents, it's natural that you're going to despise the person that was nasty to your mum. That's a human natural thing for it. And he'll be loving it, because he's not only then abusing and controlling your mum, to a certain degree he's abusing and controlling your life too, because you're holding on to that hurt, you're holding on to that despise. Whereas the best thing that you can do for him is say, you know what, my mum might not forgive you, but I forgive you, because when I forgive you, I take back my power. And I leave you to karma. Because then karma sees that you have forgiven them, and karma steps in and dishes out whatever punishment it deems fit. Yeah. And you know what? My ex used to say the very same thing to me. You'll never survive on your own. You'll never survive financially on your own. But here's the thing. They want you to believe that. Here's the thing. They want you to believe that without them you are nothing. Without them you cannot survive. Without them, you will starve, you will go broke, That is not the case. Not at all. I have helped so many women to find help, whether it's with Women's Aid or whether it's with some kind of an abuse organisation. And here's the thing. Women's Aid, etc., and these women's places, their main priority is to get the person safe. So they will give them a furnished home, a furnished, sheltered place where your stepdad can't, or your dad can't get to her. But she'll have enough finances and food to keep her going, and they will help her to find accommodation. She will also get the strength and support that she needs from other women in that sheltered housing. And I've seen these women who were told by their exes, you'll never do it without me. Even my ex, when I met my current partner and left him and moved in with my current partner, as I was walking out the door, he says, I will give you 3 months and you will be back because you can't do without me. He even tried to stop my joint bank account. He tried to stop me from coming out my joint bank account by saying, I went to close my side of the joint bank account. And the bank manager turned down and said, you need his permission. And I went, what? You need his permission. So if he says, no, he's not allowing you to come out of the bank, then there's nothing you can do. And I said, right, okay, I'm leaving him. I've left him. My wages go into that bank account, but I'm not with him. That means he's got all my bank money. He's got all my working money and I have nothing. But the bank manager turned around and says, what I'm saying is, and I shouldn't be telling you, but what I'm saying is, yes, he said no, he's not going to close the account, your side of the account, or he's not going to sign the paper to say he gives you your side of the account back. But it's a joint account. There is nothing stopping you from emptying the whole account, taking every penny out of that account, and then changing into another bank account. Well, I went onto the phone to my ex and I said to my ex, I've got a meeting tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the bank to get out of this bank account with you. I'm not coming, said he. You're not leaving the bank. And I said, that's fine. Because I will be there at 1 o'clock. And I will empty every single solitary penny in that bank, including all your wages. Arrived at the bank at 1 p.m. that day, and he was there at 5 to 1. And I remember bringing me out of that bank account, and he turned round to the bank manager and said, how am I supposed to survive without her money? Bank manager says, not my problem, you've just signed her freedom. But let me tell you, before I went to that appointment, I took out half of what was in that bank. Part of it was his money as well, but I took half of it. Lesson learned. Yeah, I know you would have taken the whole darn thing, but yeah, this is how they control. This is, they take away all their finances. But do you know what? At the end of the day, if he's taken all of her finances, right, that's not the end of the world. This is what they want you to think. That's not the end of the world. She can totally start again from scratch. She can turn around and say, do you know what? Keep the finances. Keep your money. I don't need it. And then she can go and claim benefits on her own. She can explain. And the thing is, Women's Aid help you with all of that. They know that this is what these men do, financially control people. And they know how to get your mum financially secure again without his help. He doesn't know that, but they know that. So there's always a way. Women's Aid, or we have a thing up here in Scotland, it's called SAGE. I can't remember what it's called for, Safe something or other, Justice for Women. But they know everything. They have seen, there's nothing that they haven't seen. They've seen financial control, they've seen emotional, physical abuse, they've seen everything. There's nothing that they haven't seen or they haven't dealt with. So they are really, really experienced in helping women who have no finances of their own because their abuser has controlled everything. I wasn't allowed, even though I was working and my finances were in a joint account, I was made to feel guilty for touching a single penny of that without his permission, even though it was my wages. But this is the game that they play. This is the game that abusers play. And while you're playing into their hands, they will continue to play it. But there is ways and means. So it's maybe just letting your mum know that half of what he's saying is, pardon my French, but bullcrap. Right? If she goes, and she doesn't have to tell him she's going, she can go secretly to see a women's aid or whatever, explain a situation, and they will help. Hello, Victoria. You know, try and speak to your mum away from him if you can. This video gets shared to the subscribers group and my Facebook page, The Mystic Witch. Even showing her this video, letting her know that there is hope at the end of a very dark tunnel that she's going through. And there are people out there that have been through this, that know what they're doing, and they will get your mum free. Both physically, mentally and emotional free, but also financially free as well. It's not the end of the world. Your dad is thinking that he can control her through the finances. That's what he's telling her, right? But that ultimately, that goes against her human rights. All right? What he is doing is illegal. It's unlawful. He's not going to tell her that, but you can bet you that an organisation like Women's Aid will. And they will help her every step of the way. Yeah, definitely. Do you know, my ex used to tell me, you leave me, you will never survive financially. He tried to stop me from going out of the bank account, right, by saying it's a joint bank account. You can't get out of the bank account. He was a Roman Catholic. He was trying to tell me, a pagan, that it was against the law and I would go to hell if I divorced them. My words to him, well, I'm already in hell, so what the hell, right? So I divorced them. The things that they're telling you that you can't do, you better believe you can. And some. I learned a lot just by, even when I left my ex and I moved in with my current partner, all I left with was a carrier bag. And I can still remember what I had in that carrier bag because I ran as fast as I could out that house that day because the night before he tried to take my life. I put a t-shirt, 2 pairs of knickers, pair of tights, pair of shoes. That's all I took. I just grabbed whatever I could out the wardrobe. And I remember my partner turning around and saying, not going to get very far with a t-shirt and a pair of tights. Can't go out the door just wearing that. And he said, you know, let's go shopping and we'll get you some clothes. Now, I was still in that abused mindset because I just moved in with my partner. And I remember we went into Asda's and we were going around Asda's. And he says, that would suit you, that would suit you, that would suit you. Let's get you some of these. He says, there's 7 outfits. Try on those 7 outfits and see what you think. I tried the 7 outfits on. All 7 fitted, and I put 1 outfit into the trolley and headed to the checkout. And my partner says, what are you doing? Did the other 6 not fit? I said, yeah, but I'm not allowed. I'm only allowed 1 outfit. But this is how they get into your head. You know, because even though it's your money that's in the joint bank account, it's still in your head that if you get more than 1 outfit, you're going to get a fist, or you're going to get screamed at, or, it's just going to be bad on you. And he said, I'm not your ex. Take those other 6 outfits and put them back in the trolley. And remember that half the money that's in that bank account is yours. And, even when I bought those 7 outfits, I still felt guilty, and it took a long time to get over that guilt. It took a long time to, even when I got out of the joint bank account, to realise I was free. I had my own money, and I could spend it on whatever I wanted. And it takes years to get over that mindset, but you get there. It's scary. It's the most scary, hardest thing to do, is to leave somebody that you are solely dependent on, and that you are told time and time again, you cannot do without me. You will not be financially stable without me. You won't be, you'll be on the streets, you'll be homeless. That is not true. There are women's aid places out there that have seen worse than what your mum is going through. They've helped them financially to get their own independent finances. They've helped them to get their own home, furnished as well, even though it's second-hand furniture, but they will help your mum get a new home. Also, while she's waiting on that new home, they'll give her a secure place where he won't be able to get near her. He won't be able to visit her or call her or anything. There are no men allowed in these shelters for women. But she'll also be able to share her story with other women. And it's when you connect with other women that have gone through abuse that it helps. I have a Facebook group called Purple Hearts Unite. And it is a secret group where abused women can come in and listen to each other's stories, share their stories in a safe, secure place, and help each other. Because women are bloody darn good at that. Women are good at building each other up and supporting each other. So never think that remember, an abuser will lie to gain control. They will tell you, you can't do this, you can't do that, because that's their way of control. But twist everything turn around everything they say. If they say you can't be financially secure, tell yourself, yes, I can. If they tell you you can't be independent without them, yes, you can. Good evening, Michelle. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, you know what? Mouse is brilliant. But yeah, never ever allow somebody to take control of you. There is always a way. And Jenny, if your mum ever needs to talk or whatever, if she's on Facebook or even if she's not, please add her to my Facebook Messenger and she can message me anytime. I started the Purple Hearts Unite here on TikTok. And the Purple Hearts Unite is also on a group on my Facebook page. But here on TikTok, how it works is, you'll see on a lot of my readings posts, I have a red heart, which is Red Hearts Club, which is support for support here on TikTok. But I also have a purple heart for Purple Hearts Unite. Now, everybody that puts a purple heart on their posts on TikTok, it's a secret code to say, I'm showing you my purple heart. You can come to me and talk about abuse because I've got you. So every abused woman that scrolls through TikTok and they see a purple heart, and they they see the hashtag purple with a purple heart -S, Purple Hearts Unite. I don't know if Stacey can type it out for me, but it's Purple Hearts Unite. If you hashtag that, you're letting people know this is a safe place. Come into my message box and speak to me, and I'll help you. And it's the same with my Purple Hearts Unite Facebook group as well. It's a place for women that can talk with other women. Tracy, which is the mother one, the mother FKN, can't be swearing, but she knows that life babe coach. She's one of my admins on there, and let me tell you, she is absolutely a great ambassador for women who have been bullied, who have been abused, or whatever else. We'll fight your corner. We'll stand with you, shoulder to shoulder, woman to woman, and we will help you. Yep, it's Stacey. It's actually hashtag purple with a purple heart, little -S, and unite. So it's hashtag PURPL with a purple heart -S unite. So the heart is not the word heart, it is the emoji heart. If that makes sense. That's it. There you go, Purple Hearts Unite. Thank you, Casey. Use the hashtag Purple Hearts Unite, or if you see the Purple Hearts Unite, or you even see a purple heart on somebody's TikTok, you know that that person supports women that has been through abuse. I went 30 years through physical, emotional, mental and physical abuse. 30 years of being brainwashed to think that I could not survive without this man. Not only was he an abuser, he was also a child abuser. He abused our daughter at 13 years old, and he groomed her so well she also became a child abuser and abused her own children. And he's a massive, he runs his own child abuse ring. But he did it in secret. He used the time when I was working, and he should have been responsible and looking after our children, and he wasn't. He was abusing them. So I've been bullied before I married him, because I'm registered blind. I have been bullied for my first 20 years of life in school, by people in school and stuff. So 50 years bullying and abuse. But it made me the stronger person, and I learned a lot. And now I use that knowledge to help other people like yourself that are going through abuse. My inbox, whether it's here on TikTok or whether it's on Facebook, is always, always open. You can message me day or night, and I will be there to listen. Because sometimes just somebody on the other end of a message, just to listen, just to talk to, just to advise, can help you massively. Yep, definitely. Hello, Crazy Mama's Adventures. Yeah. So, if you're watching this and you're thinking, you know what, I want to help more people that are going through abuse, every post you do on TikTok, put a purple heart. The bigger the better. So even if you're just doing a normal post, or even if you're just doing like a mime or whatever, if I do my readings, you'll see all my readings on TikTok, I've got a purple and a red heart. Even my moon phase that I do every day has a purple and red heart for Purple Hearts Unite. And hashtag Purple Hearts Unite. You'll be surprised at how many women will then get, and pass on the message. Hashtag Purple Hearts Unite. Do a TikTok video and say, I support Purple Hearts Unite. I help people, and my inbox is always open. Because women supporting women through abuse and getting them out of abuse is where the power is at. And when we stand together, united, the abusers have no chance. Hello, Lauren. If I do ignore you, it is not intentionally. I don't always, because I'm registered blind, I don't always see everybody's comments. So I do miss some. However, tonight is a gifted reading. One card is 199 coins. 2 card is 399 coins. And a 2 card with the subscription is 800 coins gift. Oh, thank you, Roma. Yep, I'm coming to the crystal card. The crystal card is next. But yeah, be willing to forgive. You know what? When your mum gets away from him, which he needs to do, forgive. And maybe you can both work towards it together. Forgive him, because sending him forgiveness is the last thing that he wants, right? So this is the message of the forgiveness card. It's forgive those that have wronged you, because in doing that you take away their power over you. And leave karma to get them, because karma will get them in the end. The crystals is part and parcel of the healing. The energy of crystals will support you and help you with your present situation. And you know what? When I got out of abuse, or even when I was going through abuse, I used crystals a lot. I'm going to be doing a lot of crystal lessons in my subscription group in the coming weeks. But whenever I do my Reiki healing, I sometimes send crystal Reiki. I make crystal bracelets that I put energy into it. This one's actually not for sale. This one's going to be gifted to one of my subscribers, because we're doing a live draw in my subscription group. And one lucky subscriber is going to win this jade crystal bracelet, which also has a rose quartz crystal on it as well. And it also has black volcanic moon crystals. But I make crystal jewellery. I put healing in it, and I sell some of my jewellery from time to time. Or I gift it to somebody that needs healing. Crystals can be so powerful. And when you put your crystals out on a full moon, the moon will cleanse them and charge them. Or you can get a piece of selenite. I use my selenite tea light candle holder. It has a hole in it for the candle to go in. I sometimes put little crystals in there. And then I sit the selenite on top of a whole bunch of crystals. Selenite will remove energy from anything that's got negative energy. So if your crystals are holding negative energy, put it next to or inside a piece of selenite crystal, and it will take away the energy. Rose quartz can help bring self-love just by holding that rose quartz in your left hand. Always hold your crystal in your left hand, because your left hand is your spiritual side. If it's emotional or physical or mental abuse, you can put a little bit of amethyst, a piece of amethyst crystal on your third eye, and you can heal emotionally just by putting the crystal to your third eye. Or you can wear a piece of amethyst around you as well. If you're living with a narcissistic person or an abuser, black obsidian or black tourmaline will deflect the negative energy from him, and it will put a protective shield around you. I always wore black obsidian when I was living with my ex, because it absorbed a lot of his energy. So crystals have so much use. Maybe you've got a speech to do. Holding a piece of lapsuli to your throat chakra will help you to speak better. Green jade crystals you can place on your heart to heal any heartache. Good night, Sky. Yeah, black obsidian or black tourmaline. Even if you can have it in jewelry, you can buy something that's got black tourmaline in it or black obsidian in it that you can wear. It could be a bracelet. You could have a stress bracelet that has wooden stress beads and crystals in that, and just touching those beads can bring calm, etc. as to you as well. I used to I still do make stress beads for people that need them. You can have a chakra bracelet that has all the colors of the chakra. So it would have a white crystal for the crown, amethyst for, I usually use clear quartz for the crown, but it would have something like amethyst for the third eye, lapsuli for the throat, jade or any green crystal for the heart. Then you've got the solar plexus, any yellow crystal. And then you've got the sacral, any orange. And then you've got the root chakra, any red crystal will work well with your root chakra, because that's the colours of the auras. If you ever get your aura photograph taken with some of these aura machines, and you maybe have a lot of purple, just a little bit of red, or a little bit of orange, or a little bit of white, is telling you you need healing, because there is more purple. It's your third eye that needs more healing. Yep. Definitely. And the next full moon, get all of your crystals. If you've got a secure garden, we've got a secure garden, which is hidden from the main street and stuff. So I put all my crystals into a tray, and I put them out on a full moon. The full moon charges them. If you haven't got crystal. You can cleanse them with white sage by getting a white sage stick and lighting it and let the smoke waft over your crystals. That will cleanse them. White obsidian, if you can get a big chunk of white obsidian, you can use that white obsidian to take away negativity. And if your abuser is getting too abusive towards you, you can take your white obsidian and chuck it at his head. Works the same way. Only joking. But yeah, white obsidian is great for negativity. But yeah, you know, there's many a time I've wanted to take my white obsidian crystal and chuck it at my ex. Let me tell you, I still do. But he would crack my crystal. Can't have him cracking and breaking my crystal. No, it's too good. I won't use a good crystal on him. I might use somebody else's white obsidian and chuck it at him, but not mine. No. He's not damaging my crystals. But yes, crystals have a massive, massive role to play and they can be used for so many things. For example, you can make moon water and put a white quartz, a clear quartz crystal in the moon water while it's charging in the full moon. If you've ever tried moon water that has been charged with a clear quartz crystal, OMG, the energy and the healing that you get from that water is second to none. How do you make moon water? I simply get an empty wine bottle, right? We've got to recycle, right? So I would maybe get an empty wine bottle that I've cleared out, especially if it's white wine because it's a white bottle, and I will put water in it, and if I can fit clear quartz, I will put clear quartz in the bottom of the bottle, and I will leave it out on a full moon, obviously covered. Put the lid on so that you don't get any of the night insects in the water, and then you bring it in and you can store it in the fridge, and you can drink that water anytime you just need a wee boost, or you just need to have a little bit of clarity, etc., etc. It tastes absolutely amazing. Don't put this crystal in because selenite will dissolve in water. Some crystals will dissolve in water, so be sure that you're using a crystal that is not going to dissolve in water. If you kept selenite in water, it will, because it's a soft crystal, it will dissolve eventually. Be like salt, it'll just dissolve. You don't want to be putting this into, you don't want to be putting selenite in. Clear quartz, absolutely fine. Amethyst, absolutely fine for putting in your moon water. Selenite is a soft crystal and it will dissolve. Oh, I've just recently had them changed. I had the black and the silver, and then I decided I wanted the red and the black tips. So I changed them. I got them changed to red and black. And of course I had to have the points. Pointy nails. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I change them all the time. Every month I change the design, and I just thought, no, I need some red blood red with some black. So I got the red blood with the black. Sort of a mixture. Thank you. But yeah, So the message for you, and I think this goes for your mum as well, all right? Both of you are needing to learn to forgive. Your mum definitely needs to get the strength to get the help. There is help out there. She definitely needs to wear black obsidian or tourmaline all the time, even in her sleep. Even stitching a piece of black obsidian inside of her, or make a little pocket for inside your pillowcase and pop your black obsidian while you're sleeping. Protects you while you're sleeping as well. Anything that you want, you can have a piece of selenite like this in every room of the house, and it's gonna draw out the negative energy from him. All these tips, I had selenite in every single room of the house, even in the bathroom, when I was living with my ex. And I used to burn sage and smoke the whole house with sage, and my ex would come home from work and spew his ring. He would literally be sick, because dark forces or abusers cannot stand sage. It makes them ill. So if you want to clear your man out of the house because he's a dark soul, light some Californian white sage and just let the smoke waft into every corner of the house, and then watch what happens when they come home. And every time my ex said, I don't want you burning that shit in the house, I burned it even more. Bad me. But yeah, it made me feel good. It made him feel rotten. So that's another tip as well. Yep, exactly. Yeah, burn down the house with it. Why not? But yeah, white sage. If we get a visitor and they leave that negative energy that you can feel, if you're an empath, you can feel that negative energy. As soon as they're out the door, I grab my sage stick and I light it, and I let I probably set all the smoke alarms off at the same time, but hey ho. But yeah, and make sure you waft the smoke into every single nook and cranny, every corner of the house, the windowsills and the doors, and if you have to stick it up his backside as well, do that as well. Yep, definitely. Well, if he hates the sage, that's a warning sign. You need to ditch him, right? He's a devil incarnate. You need to ditch him, right? Empaths and dark souls do not go hand in hand. They can't. So yeah, and know that my inbox is always open. I am so glad, Jenny, that you got those 2 cards, and that your mum was here to be able to get this message as well. Know that my inbox is always open. Anyone is welcome to join the Purple Hearts Unite Facebook group on Facebook. It's for anyone going through abuse, or even if you've got out of abuse and you still just want somebody to talk to, because when you get out of abuse, you need other women to help you through it. And it's the other women that build you up and support you and tell you you're not alone, and you aren't alone. Oh, you're more than welcome. That's why I started the Purple Hearts Unite on here on TikTok. You will be surprised at how many women I have met on TikTok that have either gone through abuse, they are still going through abuse, or they've escaped abuse and they are still healing from abuse. I've been away from my ex 8 years and I still get setbacks. I still get triggers. And I use crystals to heal from those triggers. And it's one thing that I help abused women to do is heal through crystals. I'll be doing a lot of healing stuff in my subscription group in the classes. This Sunday's class is going to be about grounding yourself and also how to heal yourself through meditation and crystals as well as grounding. So there's a lot of healing stuff going to be talked about on Sunday over in my subscriptions group. How do you join the subscription group? There are 2 ways you can join. If you're on TikTok and Facebook and you choose to join via a gift, it's an 800 coin pearl gift. That gets you 2 card reading on the night that you gift it. You get added into our chat group. You get added into the subscription group for a month. And then in December, you just gift another pearl to keep in that group. Every Sunday, we have classes in there. We also have a chat room that we support each other with. There's going to be a prize draw this Sunday. Somebody is going to win this beautiful jade bracelet. I make them myself and I put Reiki and spiritual healing in them. I'm going to have meditation nights. There's going to be free readings in there as well for my subscribers only. So if you're on TikTok, you can join that way. I've got some people that are not on TikTok and they're only on Facebook. To join on Facebook, it's £5 a month to join my teaching group. So every month, at the beginning of every month, you just send £5, you stay in the group. Janae, I know you've just joined the group. Casey has been in the group since day one. So if you're wanting to know from some of the other subscribers what they think of the group, I'm sure Casey will let you know. Isn't she just? Jenny is wonderful. And yes, you will. And remember, Victoria, you're not alone. Right? You've got friends. You've got a wonderful daughter there. Janae is absolutely fantastic. But you've got Casey. You've got myself. You've got Tracy, which is the Mother FKN life coach. She is amazing at supporting women. You're not alone. Far from it. Isn't she just? Oh, you are more than welcome. As I said, I've been through 50 years altogether. I'm 57. I've been 50 years through a lifetime of abuse and bullying. But I've learned so many lessons through that abuse. And I use that knowledge to help other people that have gone through bullying and abuse. I too thought there was no way out. I too thought I could never survive financially on my own because that's what they want you to believe. I too was actually suicidal at one point. Thanks to my little dog at the time, who happened to put a paw on my knee when I was ready to jump off a motorway bridge. Had he not done that, I still, even though he's in spirit, he still guards me even to this day. If my ex came towards me to lash out at me, my dog would bite him, literally. So never feel that you can't escape. Never feel that there's no way out. There is always a way out. And there are always people that are going to help you out as well. Yep, and a lot of people will say, I'm sorry that you went through that, and I get that, but do you know what? I'm not. Because if I had not gone through all that, how could I possibly be in a position to help others? I wouldn't, because I wouldn't know what, abuse has gone. I've been through child abuse. I had a family member who abused me while they were supposed to be babysitting for me when my parents were out. I've had sexual, emotional, physical abuse through that 30-year marriage. I've been bullied at school. I still have people in my life today that want to try and bully and control. Thankfully, I have got a wonderful partner who has my back. But I decided that the abuse was not going to destroy me. Far from it. It was going to build me up. And I took the bricks that the abusers and the bullies threw at me to build a strong foundation. And that strong foundation I can use to help other people. And it does my heart good to know that every woman, child, or even guys, because men can be victims of abuse as well, that I have helped to get away from abuse and stay away from abuse, does my heart good. I've done what I'm put on this earth to do, to help those in plight, to help those who are being bullied or abused, whether it's man, child, animal, whatever. It's one of the reasons I became a Reiki master as well. Next year I'm hoping to do Reiki classes as well. So I will be doing Reiki 1, 2 and master classes next year. So watch out, watch this space. Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Well, you're in the right group, Janae, because we're having, I don't know if we've got two classes on that group page already. I save all the classes, so the first class is reading tarot, just using your intuition, so you can read any tarot deck without the rule book, basically. The second class is reading oracle cards, such as the angel cards or moon cards, just using your intuition. This Sunday's class in the subscription group is all about grounding and healing. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And we also have a live draw as well, so that I can finally post this bracelet off to one lucky subscriber. So I'm excited. Everybody's name in the group will be in the hat to be in with a chance to win that bracelet. Yes, she will. Yeah, well, check out the 2 classes that are in that are already in that group. It's going to teach you how to throw the rule book away and just use your intuition to read your tarot. I've had so many people that will say to me, that's not what, tarot readers that read tarot cards via the rules, like the ace of let me see if I can grab one of my um, cards. One of my tarot deck, which I should have here. So if I was, if you were reading the tarot, this is a general tarot cards, which has the wands, the cups, the pentacles, and the swords, and it also has things like the star, etc. As a tarot reader, if you chose a card such as the Eight of Wands, doesn't matter who you read for, that Eight of Wands is always going to be the same message, unless it's reversed. Just following the tarot rules, so one card fits all. When you start to read tarot using your intuition, that one card can have a different meaning for different people depending on what messages you receive through that card and through your intuition. That's the difference. And I've had so many tarot readers saying to me, that's not what that card means. I'm a tarot reader. I'm not a tarot reader, I'm a spiritual reader. There is a whole world of difference, and that's what I teach, how to throw away the tarot guidebook and just read cards going on your intuition. And you know what, auras are lovely as well, because you can tell through somebody's aura, you know, what that type of person, and anyone can train themselves to see auras. How do you do it? One way that you could do it is you could get a piece of any white paper, or even a white background, and place your hand against the white background. And then what you need to do is, without blinking, you just need to stare at the spaces between each finger, not at the fingers or the hand, just the spaces around each finger. And the more that you concentrate on just with a soft stare, don't overdo the stare, just with a soft stare, the more you concentrate looking at the spaces between the fingertips, you will start to see colours. You might see greens, which represents the heart chakra. You might see purples, that represents healing. You might see white. You might see red or yellow or blue. And each of these colours connects to one of your chakras. So if you saw a lot of purple around your left hand, you're a healer. You have healing energy. If you saw a lot of blue around your left hand, more than any other colour, you're a teacher. You give speeches, you can talk. You know, you can use your voice. If you have red, for example, you might be able to help people with problems, because your root chakra is connected to working out problems, stress, etc. So seeing somebody's aura, you can tell a lot about somebody just through their aura. Oh, love and light. Yeah, exactly. You can see so much. I can look at somebody and see their aura automatically. I'm a starseed, so I'm kind of a healer, but I also teach people that can't see auras how to train their third eye so that they can see auras. And that's one of the ways, is just holding your left hand, which is your spiritual hand, against the white background. and you're looking at the spaces in between each finger. And then the more you practice, what you'll see is you'll look at a person, but you'll actually be looking at the outline of the person. For example, we have 7 layers to our aura, right? You might think our aura is just up and down, right? But it's not. We have an aura, different levels, and our aura can go out to about here. So anyone standing here, you'll be able to pick up on their energy, because their aura and your aura will meet at this distance, an arm's length. So if you hold your arm's length out, that's how far your aura reaches out all around you. And that aura is picking up on everybody's energies around you. And if you're empathic, you'll be able to tell anyone that's near you whether they are good, bad, in between, whatever. Yeah, and sometimes we have to. Okay, Samuel Jackson, will you get the job you applied for? I will do a quick oracle answer for you. Samuel Jackson, will he get the job that he's applied for? Spirit, help me to answer Samuel Jackson's question. Will he get the job that he applied for? Let go of what no longer serves you, which basically means is if you are thinking I might not get the job, or you are thinking negatively about it, you need to let that go. Any negative thoughts or any self-doubts, you need to let go. Because if you've got any negative thoughts or any self-doubts whatsoever, chances are you're not going to get the job. You need to be confident, right? You need to manifest it and you need to bring it to you. And the way to do that is basically saying to the universe, help me get this job. Then in your mind's eye, see you going into the interview, confident and strong. And then also in your mind's eye, see you getting a letter saying you've got the job. How does that make you feel that you've actually got the job, even before you've got it, right? Hold on to that feeling, that joy of getting that job. That's a positive. To bring something into our lives that we really, really want, we have to say it, see it, believe it, and more importantly, feel it before we even receive it. But we also need to combine that with being thankful for what we've already got. Because when we're blessed to have money already on the table, even though it's not a lot, when we're blessed because we woke up this morning, whereas many people don't have that chance to wake up. When we're blessed because we've got a roof over our head, or we've got a car, or we've got children, or we've got our health. What the universe then sees, this person is grateful and thankful to have all these things. They have money, they might not have very much, so let's give this person a job. Because this person is grateful for the little things that they have got. And that is the true power of manifestation. So I hope that that helps. Yes, do inbox me, Victoria. Definitely, definitely. You're welcome to inbox me anytime, whether it's on here or whether it's on Facebook. Okay, what time are we at? We're at, almost 1:30. I don't know if Casey's still with us or whether she's fell asleep, but do we have, if Casey's with us, do we have any, I don't think we have any more gifted readings. I think Jenny was the last gifted reading of the night. No problem. And dear, the readings list for tonight is closed, but I am back tomorrow night doing free card readings. But I can give you a quick oracle as to whether you will heal. Do you know what? Self-healing is within us. And if we truly, truly want to heal, we can put things into place to help us heal, whether it's through crystals, whether it's through meditation. But let's see if you're going to heal. Something better is coming for you, all right? When this message comes up, something better is coming for you. It means you need to let go of any negativity. You need to let go of the past that haunts you. You need to let go of any negative person, any negative thoughts, any negative words, or any trauma. Write it all down and burn it. And then only when you get rid of all that negativity, you need to learn to self-love. Tell yourself every day, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of abundance. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am loved, and I am safe. And if you use crystals to help with your healing, that's going to help too. Yeah, one card was 199. 2 card readings on my gift one is 399 gifts, and a pearl is a 2 card reading plus. If you're on Facebook, you can get into that subscription group. I am going to end this live tonight, though, because it is 1:30 a.m. and I have been reading for a few hours now. You can go to my profile. I have a pinned post on my profile that has card readings. Simply just go to that pinned post and put card please. And when I think Friday night is my profile readings night. So I go through that list and I do profile readings and tag your name in your reading. They are absolutely free. I'm back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for free readings for all. So 9 p.m. UK time right here, or approximately. I may be early, I may be a little bit later, but depends on how busy I am during the day and the night. A lot of people will book full readings or full Reiki healing with me, so I always say approximately 9 p.m. I will be back here tomorrow evening doing more free readings this time. Thursday night is always my free readings night. Please go along to my profile page. I have got a weekly schedule, so you'll know when I'm live, when I'm doing profile readings. Everything's written down on that profile page. Also check out my website for information on my health and well-being products. I do a lot of spa stuff that are all natural. I also have information on there on natural makeup by Avera, natural health products by Avera, natural health products by Filterless Era. There's so much healing stuff on my website. You'll find the link on my bio here. I'm also on Facebook at the Mystic Witch page. I'm on Instagram as well, the Mystic Witch. And I'm also on YouTube as Lady Moonlight. So I have a YouTube channel. This video will be shared to the Lady Moonlight channel and to the Mystic Witch page on Facebook. So I'd like to thank Jenny and everyone else that had a reading. Thank you to Casey and to Tracy for being moderators tonight and keeping the peace within the group. You have been all amazing. Oh, you're more than welcome, Jenny. Have a great night, everyone. love and bright blessings, and I will see you here tomorrow night for more readings. Till then, lots of love to everyone. See you all soon.